Hello. Caught me a little bit off guard here. I'm Star Penn. I am the Leaky Gut Coach. I'm the founder and creator of the JIA Blueprint. And I wanted to talk to you today about a very serious question that we all wonder when our child is diagnosed with juvenile arthritis and we had to get them out of pain. We had to use specific pain medications in order to do that. And we wonder, am I ever going to be able to back off of these? Is this like a forever thing? And it's something that obviously our rheumatologist is very hopeful about, but doesn't make any promises. But the good news is that when an adult gets diagnosed with arthritis, it's usually a lifetime thing. Usually rheumatologists don't hold out any hope for an adult that they'll ever get off of this biologic or anything like that. So the good news is that for kids, a lot of times they do hold out that hope, and rheumatologists are eager to pull back and see what happens. So that's exciting news for us. But the real question is, then what? Because I think that we all know that that doesn't mean that they're cured necessarily, right? Because we all know exactly, or to some degree, what the meds do, the good thing that they do in holding back the immune system to keep from that immune response causing our child so much pain and discomfort. So the answer to that question, it really boils down to us and what it is that we are doing during that time that our child is on the medication. Now, if we're just enjoying the period of peace where our child is not in pain and going about our lives as normal, that might not be the best idea, and that might not really give us the best outcome in the long run. Because as noted before, whatever it is that the meds are doing, they're not reversing anything, right? They're just holding back the immune system so our child doesn't feel pain and we don't see inflammation. So the meds and what they do, it can be very deceiving because it looks to the eye like a healthy body. And that's not really what we're getting. And that's mainly because of the misunderstanding of what arthritis is in the first place. Most of us would think that arthritis is the swollen joint. It is the flare, and that's not the case. That is information for us. That is a sign that your child's immune system has detected something that doesn't belong there and is doing work to clean it out, thus causing inflammation. So coming off the meds and having the swelling go away, that could be deceiving because it can make us think that maybe it's okay to come off the meds. But that would really only be the case if the deeper issues were resolved. So that way, when the immune system was let out of jail again, right, or wherever it is held captive, and it starts doing its good work patrolling the body, that it doesn't find any infection, pathogen, invader, really. And so that's really what we want to be working on while our child is on these meds. We call them rescue meds in the JIA Blueprint because they do indeed have the potential to do that for our children. At no point in time in 2024 should a child have to experience pain while we heal. There's way too much out there for us to rescue our children out of that circumstance. So can we come off of them? It all depends on what it is that we're doing while we're on them. Because what's going on in the body while the immune system is being suppressed and we're getting that period of relief? Remember, that relief is not disease removed. The relief is army removed from fighting invader, right? Invader never left. Army left. So think about an invader and an army and what it does. If the army leaves, what does the invader do? Well, it sets up shop, right? It spreads out, cells and things, right? And it grows. So that's one of the things we really want to consider. Another reason why we really want to consider all that it is that we're doing when our child is on this, because this is a perfect time for us to do all this good deep work. We can step in for the immune system temporarily. We can help rebuild our child's body and get it back in optimum working order. We can deal with the gut issues. Absolutely. We know that's what's causing the invaders to be able to get into these areas in the first place. And we can deal with all of the repair work that needs to be done as well, not just in the gut, but outside the gut as well, because so many organs and tissues have been affected over time with these, we'll just call them toxins, but anything that doesn't belong in the body would be a toxin, right? Even a food particle, a piece of broccoli, if it's floating around in the bloodstream, it's not a toxic food, but we're calling it a toxin because it doesn't belong there. And that's what's happening when we hold the immune system back. We're just allowing the free flow of all the bad guys to keep getting in, keep getting in, keep getting in. When we let the immune system out, it could be weaker, but either way, it'll probably end up detecting. It will end up detecting some invader of some sort when the medication is either lessened or come off of, and even sometimes with the same amount of medication, because maybe the immune system was just too strong and broke free from it, and now you need, something stronger. So that's what we really want to keep our eye out for, because this leads to the next problem, which is when we come off the medication and we have a period of like, okay, let's see. Oh, we pray, right? We're so afraid. We're living in fear. When is it going to come back? Is it going to come back? And what could happen is that it very well could come back because, again, we never dealt with the invader, with why this happened in the first place. So a couple things can happen. A few things can come back right where it was because the toxins were there. They didn't go anywhere, probably. The immune system, when it gets let out, can find toxins in another joint or tissue. And when I say tissue, that means it doesn't have to be a joint, right? It could be the tissue behind the eye. And we might find afterwards, well, now he has or she has uveitis. It could be tissue, in the small intestine. It could be tissue in the thyroid gland. It could be tissue in the pancreas or the gallbladder, all of which we know have different autoimmune conditions associated with them. So really what has happened while our child is on meds, while they're on meds, if not what has happened, because this is a hypothetical, but what could happen when our child is on meds and we do nothing else is that these toxins, invaders, right, all these things, they spread around to other tissues and organs. And then when what does come back might not be called arthritis, might be called something else. And because it is somewhere else. So those are some of the things that we deal with when we allow our child on medication. And that's really my biggest concern. That is a way bigger concern to me than any potential side effect or damage that a medication could do to the body, because we can always repair that down the road. But the spreading of the disease while we're just, living in, a state of ignorant bliss is not ideal, because we kick the can, the situation's worse down the line. We're going to feel that much more tired and powerless because we've gone about every single part of this in complete fear and confusion. And we're going to get to a point where we just give up. And that we don't want. That's why it's so important on the front end of things to really understand what's going on in the body. And that's what I like to share with people here. What's really going on in the body? What are the meds really doing? What does inflammation really indicate? And then finally, lastly, when it comes to allowing your medically trained doctor to put your child on a medication for inflammation control, finally, it is never your call or my call. We are not medical professionals on how or when to wean our child off the meds. That is the rheumatologist's decision. That is his area of expertise, his or hers area of expertise, and we yield to the professional here. These two things work in tandem with one another and in harmony with one another. Even though we might be doing two different things, they can be happening cohesively and at the same time and peacefully, where the medication could be keeping your child's inflammation at bay, where that's solely your rheumatologist's concern, his decision, his choice. And we over here can be doing all these other things so that when the rheumatologist decides, hey, I think we want to lessen this medication and lessen this medication and lessen this medication, when we do, the chances are so exponentially higher that we won't have a recurrence because of all the work we did during that time our child was on the medication. So I really hope that this resonated with you. I hope it makes sense. I hope it empowers you. I hope it sets off a little light bulb to add to your other light bulbs as you're on this journey trying to figure this thing out. As always, you are welcome to reach out to me at jaablueprint@gmail.com. My name is Star Penn. Please like this video, subscribe to my channel, and share this video with anybody that you know who has a child or loves a child with juvenile arthritis, because it's things like that that get this message out to more and more people. It encourages the YouTube algorithm to showcase my video when it knows or senses or whatever it does that this is information that people need. And it really is, isn't it? So I will see you on the next video. Okay, bye.